Hey, Violet. All right, everyone. I'll go ahead and get started. So how's everybody's, I guess just fill me in how everybody's week is going so far. If anybody has any new deals, anything that they want to talk about, I've got one thing I'm bringing to the table, which will hopefully help you guys. I thought I'd bring a kind of a separate calculator for you guys. I think I had told everybody I'm venturing into a laundromat. I'm trying, pretty heavily to get a laundromat. And so I've been doing a lot of business analyzing. So that being said, I'll bring up this chat and I will throw that in there for everybody. And I'll do a share screen here and just kind of show everybody a little bit of what I've been doing. And I don't know if this matters to anyone or not, but what I'm looking for is a laundromat with the real estate. So I want, a full deal, and hopefully to do, creative finance on it as well. But we all know that most of these businesses are, overvaluated. The revenue is overvaluated. So this is a kind of a really quick way that I go in and I see, I'm kind of exactly where this business is. And I'm mainly concerned when I throw these numbers, the asking price and the business revenue and the cash flow. I'm mainly interested in this multiple SD. Industry standard is about 2.5, but I like to play between 2.5 and 3. And then that kind of equates to over here, like what a potential offer could be or not be, to bring me in to that SDE range. So I don't know, if anybody could use this or not. But like the laundromat is very similar in terms of what we're doing, because if I'm trying to come in on a seller finance deal, I want the business, I want the real estate, I want the whole thing. That way I can get the passive income. Plain and simple, good laundromat can, earn probably somewhere between, $4,000 and $5,000 a month in passive income for a small one, which is kind of what I'm after. If I did a seller finance deal on that, let's figure a good cash flow is super valuable. Sure. So anyways, I just thought I would kind of give this to the group. If you've got, questions, let me admit everyone here. If you guys, had any questions on this, feel free to ask. I think sometimes this is a really good way, if I'm approaching a deal where, sorry guys, 1 second. If I'm approaching a deal where it's blowing up, hold on. So if I'm looking for a deal, for me, going in, looking at the cash flow, and they're doing the real estate, everything with it, this is just another good way to go after property. But you also get that passive income of the business being inside of it. So, man, we're getting some people into the room here. Sorry, guys. So anyways, anyone have any questions? I don't know if this is valuable to anyone or not, but these are pretty easy, right? It's really the same thing as what we were doing before. If nobody's, kind of actively seen something like this, this is kind of what I was after. So I'll go in, I'll fill this out. They probably make me sign an NDA, and then they're going to send me all the financials on it. And then you do it, really much the same way as we've been doing, as we've been like doing the multifamily, any of that stuff, except I'm really more just worried about the cash flow on this, as opposed to necessarily coming in and looking at analyzing the real estate as a whole. So I don't know, again, if anybody has. Can I zoom in on the spreadsheet? Hey guys, by the way, this is a small group. Feel free to take your mics off. That way we can, if y'all have questions or whatever, y'all can ask. So let me see here. I just have to figure out how to zoom it in. Help me, Violet. How do I zoom it in? Violet, can you hear me? Control ?
Control plus maybe,
Control
or
plus.
in view.
There we go. Control plus. Is that better?
Oh, much better. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. So the only difference on this, when we look at just a multifamily deal, we're worried about CapEx and rubs and kind of all these other things. And yeah, there are definitely, some things in these financials that we've got to look at. But one of my main, one of my main is this right here, the multiple SDE. So let's say the purchase price, on this was, 2 million versus the 1.15. This calculator, the SDE would go up to, like, let's say 5. I know that I'm well outside of the industry standard. And then, I know that I've got to come in here and adjust the potential offer. And at the end of the day, if you look down at the bottom, I'm mainly worried about cash flow. So for this, it to me is an easier way to kind of assess passive income deals. So I don't know, again, if that was helpful or not, but anyway. But yeah, I'm currently looking at this one, and I'm looking at, let's see here, this one, and then I've been looking at this one. So a car wash and 2 laundromats. Anybody have like anything on it? I'll stop share. No? Okay. Hey, Kate. So unmute your mic really quick, Kate. I know that you had a deal that you wanted to look at, right?
What are you talking about? The single family or multifamily?
The single family, I think. Oh, Jim. Yeah, by the way.
Did you talk to Jim?
Never mind. Yeah, actually, he accepted a cash offer.
I know.
I guess it was a full cash offer.
Yeah, he said it was from a multi-million investor dude.
Well,
I was like, let me get his information so we have another buyer.
Yeah. You should ask for it for your buyers list.
But yeah, no, I have a pro forma and stuff from I think an owner finance multifamily deal. If you want me to bring that up.
Yeah, for sure. Let's look at it.
All right, let me find it. Hold on.
Hey guys.
By the way, I think Alex Angus joined the sub 2 program. So I don't know if we'll see him in here or not, but I think he joined sub 2. And anybody else come up with any deals this week?
You want me to try to share my screen?
Yeah, let me give you.
It's not. Why is it not pulling up?
You should be able to now.
Robert,
really a daily use.
Robert was at another homeowner's house and they're open to like seller finance and stuff today, but they have a reverse mortgage. So not sure how you feel about that.
Ooh, okay, say that again.
So it's a house for sale. They have it on the market, but apparently it's not moving. And Robert was at their house doing HVAC work. And
Uh-huh.
they said that they're open to seller financing, but there's a reverse mortgage on the property.
Ooh, man, I haven't had much experience with reverse mortgages. Anybody else in here? Juan? Maybe? I think from what I understand, pays us to stay away from them, but
Yeah, that's what I told Robert when he told me
hey,
that.
Juan, are you there by chance?
Yeah, I'm here. I have not had a chance to deal with one. As a matter of fact, I've heard kind of the same thing. Is like that's one of the ones you want to kind of stay away from.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I figured too. So that might answer your question there, Kate.
Yeah. So I have this here. Let me share my screen and see if someone can help me out because it's not pulling up all the way. Desktop 1, right? Or Safari. I want to show Safari. Oh, look at that. Is it working? Can you see it?
Yeah,
We
you
see a
might
pro
wanna-
forma.
What do
Yeah,
I-
you might want to blow it up just a little bit. So let's see.
How do I like get this expanded?
From what I understand, it's control and the plus sign.
Control plus. It's not doing nothing. I don't know how to. Okay, well, what is the, do you need the pro forma or the other thing? Because I have the other thing too, I don't know.
Yeah, so you got the T12. Did you get the trailing 12 and the rent roll?
I think this is it, right? Because it's months and total rent.
Yeah, there we go. So let's look at it. So have you looked at finding the 1% rule on this?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So do you know what the purchase price is?
I have it. Kind of came on here kind of unprepared. Sorry, guys. So, I gotta go back to.
And what
Oh,
we're
this-
gonna need is the monthly rents, gross
This is-
rents, and the purchase price.
All right, this is a small one too. I don't think that this fits the buy boxes, but I know that it was owner financing.
How many is it?
This thing, it says 12 units. So it's super
Yeah.
teeny.
Smaller, but that's okay.
And it's outside of, I think, Cleveland, Ohio or something. Let me pull it up on LoopNet. We'll get the purchase price. $485.
Okay. So,
Um,
and do you have the monthly rents, the gross monthly rents?
Was that this? Oh, look, it pulled all the way up. Because it says
Yeah, and we're gonna need, no, those are the total expenses. So that's the trailing 12 there. What we need are the gross monthly rents. That should be in the pro forma.
this is the one. I can't pull this up all the way. You want me to send it to
The
you
gross income right there.
right here?
Yeah. So you've got 55,616. And then the purchase price you said was what?
485.
Yeah, so we want to divide the monthly rent by the sales price. And let's see what that gives us. So let's see here. Monthly rents are 55,616 divided by, what was the sales price?
485. 485K.
Yeah, I mean, that's viable for an underwrite. That's 1.14%. So I tell you what, take that and send it over to me and I will start an underwrite on it.
All right,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's at least viable to look at.
Shall
So
do
I'm
that.
gonna want, yeah, like the trailing 12 and the pro forma and all that stuff with it. Did they make you sign an NDA for it?
No, not this guy. So this guy's
Okay.
kind of this broker agent or whatever he takes a while to get back to me, which is
Mhm.
kind of frustrating. But no, he just sent it right over.
Sorry, guys, my allergies are like going crazy. All
You're
right,
good.
so,
Tube description.
so what we will do,
You want me to stop sharing my screen now?
yeah, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
New share. How do I stop sharing?
That part, I don't. Normally there's just a stop share up at the top.
We should be good now, guys. Everyone good? Okay.
Let's see here.
I'll email you that right now, Damon.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm gonna go in and start taking a look at it. As soon as I get it. Let's see if I can adjust this thing. Perfect, okay. We'll say that the just 485,000. Full time, I don't know, we'll call it 5 years. Do you know what the square footage is on that? And then I'll do a share screen really quick. Hey, Kate, do you know what the square footage is on that building?
12,000 square feet.
Okay, 12,000.
I keep muting myself because my kids are fighting in the background. So sorry.
That's all right. To that.
It was 100% average occupancy for them, 12 units too. So
Yeah, I would call it Class C. And do you know that area in Ohio? Like, would you say it's a Class B neighborhood, Class C plus? I'm guessing it's probably a C plus.
I would say so. It seems like it's some suburbs of one of the main Ohio cities.
Okay. Did they give you a market cap rate in there?
I don't know. Let me see.
And what year was it built?
Can you hear me? It's 1942.
Yeah.
And
So I think that building went through World War II.
it says on it says on LoopNet that the cap rate is 24%. Isn't that high?
Yeah, that's very, very high.
What does that mean exactly?
The cap rate is just a projection on earnings. That sounds extraordinarily high, but we'll figure that part out.
Okay.
Let's see here. So total units 12. And the current occupied income, what did we say that was?
Was that the 155K?
Yeah, did you already send it to me?
I have to keep switching back and forth to
I'm
unmute
sorry.
myself. Just give me a
Sorry. Not bad. Send it over to my email, Kate.
Technologically challenged. Give me a second. It was in Word form and I was trying to convert it to something that would send to you, but I'm just going to forward you the email. How about that?
Okay.
What's your email address again?
info at
There we go.
dspgrealty.com.
Okay.
All right, so. All right, let's take these things and look at them real quick. Hey. Okay, man. I'm in the middle of a meeting, so let me call you right back. Okay, man. Bye. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Come on, open up. All right. So in our trailing 12, got a total income of 88,784. So less expenses. All right. So let's go in and look at this. I can get my computer to do what I want it to do. All right. All righty. All right. So got our initial. We'll have to go into our rent rolls and add some things up there, but we will say we'll still have to find occupancy. So there's some things that I'll fill out here, and then obviously I'm gonna have to go in and and do a little more of an underwrite on this, but rents at 88,784. Loss to lease, we'll have to figure out. Oh. My bad, we got 82,740. So on loss to lease, we've got to go in and figure out like basically how much we've lost in leases throughout the year due to vacancy. So gross scheduled rents, GSR. Looks like 6,895. So let's see, vacancy. So I guess what they're saying in this is that it's looking as if there was no vacancy. So this would be the first indicator that something's wrong, right? Because as I'm looking at this, it looks as if for the entire year, there was no vacancy at all. So for now, what they're telling me is vacancy is 0, but I don't buy that, right? And now let's go in and look at our expenses. Taxes. Let's look at the totals for taxes. It's 5,653. Utilities 11,872. And I think that everybody kind of sees as I'm doing this, I know it seems a little arduous, a little boring, right? But this is the process. I'm going to have to go through and look at all of this. So it looks like they don't have any payroll. So it would look as though they're not paying themselves at all at the moment, which we know that that's probably not the case. Repairs and maintenance, 5,069 for the year. And it looks like they've got turnover in with repairs and maintenance. So, but insurance is also added in with, so this is tax plus insurance. So that goes to 5,063. So what I'll do is I'll just go 0 here because I already put it. There's a $0 management fee. It looks like right now there's 0 in contract services, general admin and legal is so let's look at this here. Yeah, so it's kind of where I'm at there. And then let's see, total capital improvements. We'll have to add that up. The per unit cost, we'll add that up. Capital reserves, I'm doubting that they even have any, but currently, but what we will say is we'll call it, I don't know, $250 a unit. Cap rate at resale. All right. So this kind of fills in just like preliminary info, right? And then from here, Kate, I'll have to go in and I'm going to have to go into the actual rent rolls I'm gonna have to go into the T12 and I'm gonna have to like, individually kind of pull out all of these numbers and see what's going on. But you can at least see the beginnings of it, right? And kind of where I just pulled some basic info to get me started. And we see here that they've got their cap rate set at 8%. So that tells us that too, right? So we come back in. We look over here, our market cap rate is set at 8%. So the key is, and the reason why I'm doing this, Kate, is not so much for everybody to take a look and see the entire underwrite. It's just where I'm pulling some of this information from. So the very first thing that you're worried about is the 1% rule when you go in. And so whenever you pull the pro forma, which is great that you got this, but as soon as you pull the pro forma, you're going to want to take gross rents and divide them by the sale price. And that will tell you if it's in the 1% rule. Once it's in the 1% rule, we know that we're set to at least take a look at it. And it looks like vacancy was 7,781. So we're getting that too. $7,781. No concessions, lost bad debt. Let's go back and look. So let me look here.
So just to get clear on that 1%, you said it was gross rent divided by purchase price, and what do we want it to equal? Like under, at?
Yeah, so I would say that if you're in the 0.8% or above range, right? So if you're 0.8% or above, it's at least worth taking a look at. This particular one is at 1.14. And that's before we've done any adjustments, right? So we've got an estimated gross income. What was it? 147,835. And let's see here. Yeah, so occupancy percentage, like there's some of these things that I'll have to go figure out, right? So I need a current vacant income. I need number of vacant units. I got to figure out an occupancy percent, but those things are not necessarily hard to do, right? I like to like physically, and I think Justin does it a little bit differently for me, but that could be a confidence thing. But I like to physically go in and I will look at the rents. Oops. I will look at the rents individually. So when I go into the T12, right, I'll look at all the rents individually, and then I'll look at, vacancy individually, and I'll add it all up, and then I'll get the percent for the year. Just that way I know that I'm getting the right number.
I don't know, at $340 a month for a 1-bedroom, I bet there isn't any occupancy. in this market.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call, guys, on making sure not to show to show the unit address. Hopefully I didn't do that. Hopefully I didn't just show your unit address, did I?
Actually, I think I might have because I pulled it up on LoopNet. But it is what it is.
Hopefully everybody will be nice and not go after your deal, because that's not what we're here for. And I'm doing an underwrite, so good luck, guys. I'll get to it here within the next couple of days. You'll have to underwrite it before me, I guess. So anyway. So yeah, so at this point, I've kind of gotten all of the preliminary info that I can. This now requires me to really dive into the T12. I've got to figure out, some of these numbers and what's going on here. So give me, I would say, just a couple of days, Kate, and I will, I'll thumb through all of it and kind of run the numbers and see what we come up with. Good.
Cool.
And for anybody also that's wondering, by the way, I've also got another. Maybe I don't have it pulled up. I've actually got another calculator that I feel like is laid out just a little easier than what Justin's is. So like when you're first starting out, this can be a lot to ingest. I mean, this is a pretty thorough, and mine's thorough, but I feel like it's a little, like the flow and the organization's a little easier. So if you guys want, I'm happy to put a link for everybody that's in the group. So if you guys want to put in the side chat, if you're, okay, so you're interested, if you guys would like that, I'm willing to give you that calculator for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, also, I forgot to ask you the other day, how big of a laundromat are you looking for? Do you have a
I don't have a preference.
So what if it's just the laundromat business and not the actual building? Is that a no-go?
Yeah, that's okay. So what we would do is kind of what I was showing earlier. As long as it cash flows, I don't care, right? At the end of the day. So what we'll use is this. So I'll be using this calculator with it. And we will generate, this is pretty easy. We're just going to generate if this place cash flows or not. And if it does, if it doesn't, I'll be able to tell, and then we'll be able to figure out what an actual potential offer would look like. And if we can get there on it, 100%.
Hey, I'll send you that on over. Owned by two gentlemen, and one of them is super open to owner-seller finance.
Oh
and
my
he
gosh,
said
I love it. You're already music to my ears.
You just get to, or you can, give me a little script or something, but call the second owner and get him on board with the owner financing.
Okay.
It's super cheap.
Where is it located?
It's East Houston and Channelview.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so I guess really me and you would have to get on the phone with them and just kind of figure out where they're at, what they're trying to do, It'd be nice if we had some starting numbers with it. I'm not saying we have to, but if we did, like an asking price or any of that stuff, have they given you anything?
Yeah, it's 55,000. And he said, yeah. And so here's the thing. He said that they also just invested in $68,000 worth of the new big industrial washers and all that. And yeah. And so I asked him, I said, well, hey, what's going on? Why are you selling it? And he said that in order to manage the property, because they actually live where I live up in Conroe, too expensive for him to keep driving over there and doing stuff. So I'm like,
so he just doesn't want to spend the time dealing with it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I know people who will for that price.
So one of the other things that you have to be careful for when you're looking at these, and we'll kind of look at this, as we talk to them. but you have to be careful for the lease rate going up. A lot of times what'll happen, they'll hold on to these places for a few years, and then the owner of the property will be like, hey, you guys are doing really well. I'm going to raise the lease price, right? And what these guys will try to do is get rid of it right before the lease price raises, so that you're stuck with it. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to figure out what their actual lease is.
Yep, that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Right, I'll set it up with you.
Laundromat engaged.
Yep. You said you
Guys,
wanted, I
can't even
find.
tell you, I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Everybody that I've been talking to thinks that I'm crazy. Like, why in the world do you want a laundromat? And I'm like, cash flow all day long. Passive cash flow. And it's a massive tax deduction. So I will take it. So anybody else have anything interesting? Kate is like taking massive action, man. I'm proud of you, Kate. You're killing it. Yeah. And by the way, we were close on Jim, man. He just got a cash offer. No worries.
Man, it's been a Jim, a Jimmy, another Jimmy. I'm just waiting for like the Jim who wants to close with us.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. So anyway, oh, and by the way, the porterhouse that you guys sent to me,
Oh yeah.
that one closes on Friday.
With you?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
with me and another sub two, we had to
Cool.
come together on it. But just so you guys know, and why you're happy that you didn't do that, because you know what we thought the initial entry was, right? Which, like, I wanted to say they were like 23,000 in arrears.
Yeah, so it was an
They
entry.
ended up having $10,000 in tax stuff that was sitting out there. Yeah. So we came into it, we're like, oh, by the way, it's $33,000. So yeah, we're gonna close on it. It looks like we're probably gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it at, I think, 260,000 at 9%. And hopefully that thing will be refinanced in 3 or 4 years. And when it refinances, I will, you know me, I will call you guys and give you your end. So in 3 or 4 years, you guys will get a payment.
Man, that I know that some people that sounds really like terrible, but for us, because you know how many deals we've been sending you over and how much we've been trying.
Yes.
And I was just telling Robert, I'm like, man, I am feeling really defeated because we're trying really hard and we're getting all these great leads, and it's like a yes, 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 and then it turns into a no. So
Yeah.
just for this one to close is like, okay, all right.
And this is one of the good things to keep in mind, you know, for people that are new or are here that, you know, maybe listening in for the first time that haven't done any deals. Like, when people tell you when they're first starting out that this is hard, and it is, you know, like, it's work and you feel defeated, but you really have to keep your mind in the right place. And that's why I say it's a superpower to be able to do this, because it's a mindset. You cannot get defeated. You have to keep coming back. You have to keep doing it. And eventually it clicks. And I would tell you that Juan is another experienced sub two in here. And I would say that he would probably tell you the same thing, that, you know, it's about finding the groove and then staying consistent. And I think that's one of the biggest things I have to pass to people. Like, man, I know it's frustrating. I know you don't want to make calls, but you have to. Like, and I think maybe me and Justin discussed this the other day, that in this business, if you don't want to talk to people, you are in the wrong business. Like, you have to reach out and talk to people. And I commend these two, Kate, and her husband, Robert. Like, man, like, when I tell you they have seriously been putting in work. I've been working with them and they've been taking action. They've been very close on 2 occasions. One of which was this Porter deal that we're talking about, where the numbers were just so bad on the deal that there was absolutely no assignment fee in it. Like, there was, it was either kind of let us do the deal because of the upfront injection in this thing, or we were just going to have to let it go. So So it ends up where I told them, and obviously that comes to like building trust with other people, but that, we're going to wrap it. And when this thing refinances in 3 or 4 years, we stand to make, between me and Matt Odell, who is working with me on it, $40,000, $45,000 a piece, that I will give Kate and Robert $10,000 out of that. So, they trust me enough that, I will make good on what I say I will do. And so, yeah, the money just was not there up front on it. So anyways, that being said, they're amazing. I would tell everybody in the group, like, commend them, give them props. They keep coming in, they keep working. And by the way, Kate, and Robert, I'm not the only one in this group you can work with. Juan is a sub 2, Matt is a sub 2, Jesse is a sub 2. They will all work with you. So yeah, like, bring them deals, bring them stuff. Like, if I'm busy, I have no problems with you guys taking deals to other people in the room and getting them done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Drop your information. We'll find you, or I'll go into the chat and get all this up too.
Awesome.
And another thing I wanted to say about that Porter property is that was the pre-foreclosure, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we were
wasn't a pre-foreclosure, it was a foreclosure.
Well, yeah, by the time that we finally got everything going, but that's why we were like, just do whatever you got to do, because we got into this business to, like, yes, make money, but also help people. And if we can help.
Yeah, they were actually going to, when you first brought it, they were going to the auction block. The only thing that saved them was doing the loan mod. And then the loan mod forced the pity payment so high that it wasn't even a valid deal because of the rents in the area. So the pity payment with the loan mod went to $1,940, of which me and Matt have said, well, if we have to pay that first 3 months because it's a trial loan mod, we'll, pay the first 3 months or whatever, and then let that loan mod fall off. And then the mortgage will drop back down to 1640, I think it was. So it ends up dropping down to a reasonable rate that when you wrap it, we end up maybe making, I want to say it came to like $150 a month. And so if you split that between me and Matt, that's $75 a month. That wouldn't even be money I spend. I'm putting that back into the war chest in case anything happens with this place, which it will assuredly, so that I don't have to pay for it. And so, yeah, this deal is really about the back end. It's all about the back end. And yeah, we were able to pull them out of foreclosure. And actually, the one thing that I offered to the owner to get him to go for it was doing his brakes. And so we ended up, his wife's brakes were all messed up. I got his wife's car into the brake shop and we fixed them for 800 and something bucks. So, now he's on the road, both him and his wife able to work, which is what they need since they're going through that situation. And
That's
yeah,
awesome. Freaking awesome.
Yeah. So, end of the day, we were able to help somebody. So yeah, no, I just wanted to commend you guys openly, man. Y'all kick ass. You guys are always working. You will be successful at this. Just keep going. We're going to get a deal. I promise you. Yeah. Sub 2 Gator, everybody put their stuff. Yeah. By the way, guys, just for Kate, because I think this is her first time in here. Everybody put, your info in there like Matt did. Man, that way these guys can find you, call you, because Lord knows I'm not always available. Sometimes people are trying to get a hold of me and I'm running 50 different directions. So yeah, I've got no problems with other folks working, with them. And the sub 2 or the elephant challenge is coming up as well, guys. And so guaranteed we'll start pulling more people into here as well. So, you'll have more and more people bringing deals, people that you can work with. And then I think the elephant challenge after this one goes back to being the residential. So I think this will be the multifamily last one and then back to residential. Anyways, so everybody good? Everybody, anybody got any more questions? There's Juan's info, guys. Y'all make sure to write it down, or Kate, you can copy the chat. If you use the 3 buttons or the 3 dots in the chat window, it'll let you, yeah. Awesome. I hope some of this was helpful. I know, on the underwrite part of it, guys, like you at least got to see how I go in and look for some of the basics, but then it just becomes about digging in and completely going through this. But it at least looks like a viable deal thus far. So we'll see what happens. And then that laundromat, I can't wait. We're gonna make that work.
Yeah, we'll call John tomorrow.
Yeah, 55,000, that's doable. Awesome. All right, guys. All right, so if anybody has anything else, no, I guess I'll call it a meeting. Good, everyone? All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.